adorning the brick wall, which sealed the tunnel they were intent on entering. The combination complete, Ellie smiled at Izzy as the gate clicked open. "Sex still good?" "Looks like it," Izzy said. The other two wheeled their bikes out of the darkness to follow them. Immediately they were through, Ellie locked the gate behind them. The next barrier was the steel door set in the brick wall. Ellie felt in her pocket for the Yale key, a copy of which had also been acquired from Izzy's playmate. The newly painted gang slogan, pure white and outlined in black, had seamlessly included the steel door in its indecipherable message. Reaching the door, this time the key had to be wiggled back and forth before it finally conceded, which did cause some consternation amongst the four women. The steel door free, now came the hardest part, manoeuvring the heavy bikes through the opening. When the door finally clanged shut behind them and the smell of the tunnel hit their nostrils, a cheer went up as 4 sets of headlights blazed on. "Fucking hell!" Izzy gave Ellie a wide grin. "I'm looking forward to this." The old railway tunnel ran in a virtual straight line about 400 yards short of a mile under the east end of Glasgow. It was, according to legend, the original link between Parkhead South Station and Bridgeton Cross, having been closed down in 1964, although since then there had been talk of using it to provide a second circle for the Glasgow subway. A favourite with urban explorers, it had eventually been bricked shut by the council to keep them out. But not us, Ellie thought, as the roar of 4 engines punctured the silence. Closed to the public years before they'd started racing here, the tunnel offered a selection of obstacles to circumvent its speed. It was, Ellie thought, a bit like playing a computer racing game, but for real, complete with the smell of petrol. Ellie had been brought up with a similar scent, although speedway bikes ran on ethanol. Her father had been a rider with Glasgow Tigers, and she spent her formative years alongside a speedway track. Trouble was, women didn't ride speedway, not back then, and rarely now. So she decided if speedway riding wasn't an option, then a real motorbike was. Her father's face had been a picture at that decision. It would be even more of a picture if he knew I was down here. The 3 women with her shared the same love of bikes, or more precisely, Harley-Davidson bikes, all being frequent visitors to the HD shop where Ellie worked. Although all 4 were welcome among the mainly male Harley riders on the various club outings, they'd fancied doing their own thing, which is why they were down here. Now lined up, engines revving madly, at the agreed signal, they took off, their back wheels throwing up a shower of stones. The race, Ellie knew, would be dominated by her and Izzy, although Gemma had vastly improved in her control of the bike since they'd made their first visit here. Mo was the beginner, her fear factor still too high to take the chances required, especially when negotiating the route. Ellie felt a surge of pleasure as her thighs gripped the bike, her eyes focused for the sudden emergence of obstacles in her headlights which had to be avoided. The faster the ride, the swifter the encounter. She gave an excited shout as she swerved just ahead of Izzy, and only just in time to miss the frame of an old push-bike. Izzy was behind her, but only just. If she fucked up again, Izzy would overtake, something Ellie definitely didn't want. Being the leader of the pack meant you had to win, or expect a demotion. The races were supposed to be friendly, but you didn't enter to lose. The next major obstacle was the old Ford Sierra Cosworth, a classic car of the 90s, which had found its way down here, probably to race like they were doing now. Stripped of its dignity, it sat across the tunnel with just enough room on one side to pass. Whoever got there first would take the lead. They were now running neck and neck. Without looking, Ellie knew what the expression on Izzy's face would be. Gallus, determined. Izzy in moments like this had no fear. Ellie urged the bike on with a sudden blast of the accelerator. As it jumped forward, like a stallion running free, she whipped the handlebars round so that